On today's episode of Watch JR Go, the government tries to tell me I can't register the CarTrek Audi S4. What is going on, guys? I am Watch JR Go, and today we're going to talk about my Audi S4. I bought an Audi S4 from Ed Bullion, the car from CarTrek 5. In fact, it's this 2000 Audi S4, and I brought it back to Kansas, and I had a predicament. I was in quite the pickle, and the thing was, I had a tag. It's one of my favorite tags. It's not a custom plate or anything like that, and it was just about to expire. It was actually going to expire that exact day when I decided I better save that tag before it expires because I'll never get it again if it does. So let's go register my Audi S4. So I did what you always do. I grabbed the title, I hopped in my Audi S4, and I headed down to the tag office. And you know what? I think we should just do a complete reenactment of what happened next.
Morning. You have your paperwork?
Yeah, I do. Here you go.
Okay, all right. Have you pop your hood for me?
I can.
Okay, cool. I'm from the government.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Let's take a look here.
I figured because I was at a government office. All right, there you go. Have at it.
Let's see. Numbers matching. Okay, I'm gonna go run some paperwork and I'll be right back. I'm from the government.
So anyway, I'm gonna hang out in here for a few minutes. The Kansas inspection is very simple. They literally just check the VIN. There's nothing else. We don't have to deal with emissions or check engine lights, anything like that. There's no problem. They just make sure the VIN's not stolen and they give everything back, and I'll go get this thing tagged. Should be no problem. This car's great, nothing wrong with it. Ah, finally.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Hi, I am the government. So, unfortunately, there is a problem. I can't read, but also I can't read those numbers right there. So, according to federal law, I'm not going to be able to prove the inspection on this vehicle.
Why can't we just look at the other? Here's the door VIN right here. Can we just use that? Or I mean, every door has a VIN and the fenders have their VINs and everything. It all matches.
I don't know what that is, but I can't read this right here.
They're all the same VIN.
Yeah, but this number right here has problem. Big problem, very bad. I am the government. There's something blocking the number. That's the only number that I can use according to federal law. If you like, you can fix it. I have this very appropriate tool for the job. I've used this many times for legitimate things.
All right, let me
Government.
try it. I'll try it. They brought me out a butter knife and basically a feeler gauge and said, if you can get the adhesive or the urethane that the windshield uses off of that VIN plate, we'll pass the inspection. But anyway, he handed me my paperwork back and gave me those two pieces of metal, and it was the Kansas MV1, of course, and then on the side of it he wrote not an MV1, which I was like, clearly that's an MV1. But they wouldn't pass the inspection because whoever installed the windshield previously put so much urethane around the glass that it covered half of the VIN plate, and they would not look at any other VIN plate on the car. I gave the government their piece of metal back after I tried sawing at the urethane for a long time, and I did tear a lot of it up, but I couldn't uncover the VIN plate, and they sent me on my way and said come back later and we'll pass the inspection if we can read the VIN. Hey man, is there any chance this makes it an MV1?
No.
So I headed out because obviously I wasn't going to solve the problem sitting in the parking lot at the inspection office on this torturously hot day. So that was it for the day. I called, of course, Blue Collar Glass and Collision, and immediately said, hey guys, I know we talked about this before, but I need the windshield fixed like right now because you know, the VIN's covered up and they won't pass my inspection. and this back glass was of course falling out of the car. So obviously that couldn't happen same day, and I needed to save the tag, so I had to go register my GTR that day. That GTR's registration, the tag and the sticker cost more than this car cost, just so I could save that license plate. But I was not gonna let it go. I'm very happy I saved it, and I had to register the car anyway, so not really a big deal. Days later, I took this thing over to Blue Collar, and I just left in the car, and I was like, you know, sort this thing out when you get a chance, and let's fix the windshield. So the first windshield that had just been replaced in the car was so poorly installed, there was just gobs of urethane all the way around it. And of course they had covered about that much of the VIN. All you could read was like A1466, you know, the very last digits there. All of the rest of that was just completely covered in urethane. So when the glass came out, that new glass, it broke the corner because the urethane was so wildly thick. So this one's brand new, and that one had to be removed, and all the seals were replaced on the front and back, and that was about $500 just so I could go tag this thing, not including tagging this and paying the $20 inspection fee and taxes and all that stuff. This was an ordeal. So we headed back to the tag office with our paperwork and our fixed windshield. How's it going? Hi. So last time I was here, you gave me this paper. It says not an MV1. I went and had my windshield fixed so you could read the VIN. Just wanted to, you know, get a real MV1 for this car so I can go tag it. Okay. Awesome. I guess I'll just hang out here for a minute, and we'll see what they say when they get back.
I have excellent benefits.
Awesome. Thank you. I guess I'll go register my car. That is the ordeal I went through to get this thing tagged. They literally would not let me register the car just because of how much urethane was on the VIN plate. And there's like 40 VINs on this thing. Now that I've solved one of the biggest issues with this car, the government not letting me tag it, it's time to do a quick inspection. We need to look underneath this car. We haven't done that yet. And honestly, it feels like all of the bushings and mounts are shot, and obviously it has some slow oil leaks and things like that. Everything's, well, let's just get underneath it.
I don't see a valid VIN under here either. I see a lot of oil though.
Oh man.
So much oil.
All right, yeah, there's some oil here. So we've got a filter that looks like a no-name. This looks like a bad deal here. The pan's wet. Can't tell from where. It looks like the pan itself is sealed pretty well. We've got oil on all of these lines, on this intercooler tube right there. The mounts aren't really on those brand new AWE intercoolers. That's kind of pushing out there. What's weird is these bushings look okay. That one's coming off, the boot's coming off there. Obviously we're gonna raise the car up this week because it just, you know, you can just look at the tires and see where it's been rubbing every time.
You can look at the exhaust and see where it's been rubbing on the ground.
The exhaust has too?
Yeah.
Oh man, all the way down it, wow.
It's not destroyed.
So these are excess power mid pipes here. And of course APR out the back. I mean, this is the laundry list of good mods on this thing. APR tuned, APR exhaust. Wow, that's a lot of fluid there.
I wonder if there's anything left in it. It might be one of our noises.
It could be. It could be one of the noises. The rear diff is looking a little just crazy wet. Where's that leak coming from? Looks like it needs resealed up there. Oh! I found the leak. That's always great. Wow. So anyway, that was you know, probably minutes from blowing itself apart. Somehow it's even wet back here. The whole body is.
Oh no.
What's up?
I just saw the brand name on the coilovers.
Uh-oh. Is it the... It's not the brand name we want, is it?
Those are Racelands, buddy.
Well...
RA-B5-05.
We can hope that those raise back up.
You know what's weird is they don't ride that bad.
No, this thing actually drives great.
It's just too low.
It's way too low. Hopefully they actually adjust. We've seen shocks that won't adjust before from some of those brands. Oh, we've got a rock holding that fuel line there.
It's a big rock.
Yeah, it is. And put this. I'll get that back in there. I'll grab a screwdriver. All kind of iffy right there. Anyway, these V-bands are leaking just a tad, but they're fine, I'm sure. A little wet back here on the output shaft. I'm assuming the carrier bearing up in there is probably trash. Okay, good call. That's what I was gonna do. Trans mounts, gone. Shifter bushings, gone. I mean, this thing has 233,000 miles on it now. It's actually incredible that it's done this well.
What the heck?
Oh wow, that's
all messed up.
Yeah,
that's sketchy low.
And it is the fuel line, I think. That's
it's plastic.
It's pretty interesting.
How did it get that deformed?
What happened here? What happened? All right, so that's a fun one. Obviously I need to do engine mounts and transmission mounts. Transmission mounts, pretty easy. Engine mounts, less easy. Valve cover gaskets need done. You can see where this old CV blew itself apart and they fixed that. There's a stack of grease right up in there. And this turbo oil return right here looks incredibly sketchy. You can see that that line's like wadded up in there. So that's pretty iffy. Oil everywhere on that turbo, driver's side turbo. And then of course, all these cooler lines are wet. From the top side, we can see the valve cover gaskets are clearly leaking. This is, I can only fix so many things at a time. And they all have to be fixed in like 2 days. We did find the absolutely epic Porsche brakes have braided lines on them, which is awesome. And these coilovers, I just hope that they'll let us adjust. You can see the boots are shot, so the shocks themselves are probably going or about to be gone.
All these control arm bushings look amazing.
Yeah,
though.
Weirdly, all the control arm bushings look great. I guess there's no clanking.
I'm a little jealous.
Oh, the sway bar bushings even look good.
Yeah, the end links.
Yeah, they look good.
What an over-engineered end link, though.
Oh yeah, that thing's crazy. There's a lot of good under here, and also quite a bit of 230,000 mile stuff. A whole lot of oil, and we got to fix that rear diff right now.
Yes.
That's like step one. We're gonna drain that diff right now. I'm gonna pull the drain plug, and we're going to refill it.
Hopefully bass boat paint doesn't come out.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get this sorted. I've got quite the adapter train here. The 10 millimeter Allen is a 1/4 inch drive, but I wanted some real leverage here. Oh man, we're gonna have to put a pipe on this. All right, let me grab an extension for this ratchet. Custom longer ratchet. Ha! I won! See what this fluid looks like. Probably nasty. Plus we get to smell gear oil, which everybody loves. Ooh. Okay, it really doesn't look bad though.
No.
I was expecting it to be full of metal.
And it's not empty.
It's not empty.
Completely.
It doesn't even smell that bad. And it's not even like solid black, like this may have been maintained. All right, I'm gonna pull the fill plug too. We'll go wash these things. These things look rough. Let's throw them in the parts cleaner. Here's a rusty old fill plug and drain plug. Time to put our drain plug back in at least, and then we'll fill this thing. This thing was tight. When I say tight, I bet it has a torque spec of very tight. Okay, I would say that's the torque spec for what I took off. It had all my strength on it. And now we're gonna refill it with some Motul Gear 300, 7590, super awesome gear oil, which is awesome. I mean, it doesn't hurt to change this stuff. And I might shut up the rear end. The rear end makes a little bit of noise, but honestly, I think it's a bearing. It could be the diff, but I really doubt that. There was tons of oil left in that thing. Yeah, beautiful fresh gear oil going in. I'm assuming we dumped out 1.5 quarts, maybe 2 quarts, so we'll put in 2 bottles. Well, I'm super happy Jake and I decided to do a quick inspection on this car. because I was probably, I mean, I was hanging on by a thread before this thing chucked all the fluid out of the diff and locked up going down the road. It would have been over in a flash. So, you know, find those leaks. Every once in a while, they actually matter. Engine oil never matters until, like, the thing seizes. It's just not a big deal. It's mostly because there was a comment saying, it's a real, you know, move of you to oil down the track. And I'm like, are you kidding me? A typical oil leak on a car is this oil leak. This is how much oil that thing leaks right there. Okay? That has never done anything in history to anyone on the planet. You know, things that matter on the track are the oil filter came off, or you chuck the crank out of the block. That's when you have enough oil on the track to cause a problem. So, or when your diff breaks. That would have been a big problem. Anyway, we fixed a big problem and I beat the government. He looks dejected. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com where you can get cool shirts not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. We'll lift the car back up tomorrow. And maybe I'll have enough gear oil. I think I'm 1 quart shy of servicing the transmission. I really want to do that. Also, if you just saw something drip, it's because I sprayed everything with brake clean to start cleaning all the nonsense off here. If I had to guess, this boot on the turbo is about to wear through from that oil line rubbing on it. And then I will have no boost. I will be boostless.
So you're saying I would have a chance then?
Might have a chance. He's down 1 turbo, go!